Kubbu is a free online tool that will let you make interactive exercises to share with your students. The first step is to create a teacher account. After creating your account, you can then log in. Now that you're logged in, you'll have to create student accounts. In order to set up student accounts, you have two options. You could either create each of their accounts individually by entering their information one by one, or you can let your students create their own accounts. The benefit of creating student accounts is so you can track your students' progress. If you wish to grade their results, you'll also need to set them up with accounts. If you choose to not create student accounts, your students will still be able to access the exercises by using a link. First, I'll go over how to set up student accounts by entering them one by one. You'll have to go to the Student tab. Then you're going to click here where it says Add Student. Enter their first name and last name. Whether or not you enter their email is optional. In here, you'll have to click the die in order to generate a random password for them. You keep the group as individual student and click on Save Changes. Go ahead and add another student. Click the die to generate a random password, and then click on Save Changes. You'll see your two students listed here. If you included an email address with the student's information, you can send them an email by clicking on the envelope icon. To go back into the student's information to edit it, click on the pencil icon. And to delete the student, click on the X. The way they would log in is they would use the teacher's name as the username and the password that was generated for them. If you click on the save icon, it will save and download a list for you of all your students and their information. So go ahead and click this, and you'll see that a list has been generated. I'm going to go ahead and open this. So here you can easily just print this out, and it shows their username, which will be the teacher's name, and their passwords that were generated. You can cut this out and give it to your students in class. Another option is you can decide to let your students create their own accounts. In order to do that, you'll first need to create a group. The group name could be the name of the course you're teaching. So go ahead and click on Groups. I'm going to go here and do Add Group. I'm going to click on Personal Access. And my group is going to be called TLC Workshop. I'm going to check off Allow Students to Create Accounts within the group. Again, I'm going to generate a random password. And I'm going to click on Save Changes. Students will now be able to log into the system using your username, which also can be called the teacher's name, and the password that was generated. From there, they can go in and they could put in their name and their email address. And they could also change their password. Now that you're all set up, you can start creating activities. Click on Activities, and then click on the type of activity you want to make. You can choose Match, which is matching, Divide, which is dragging elements into groups, Slider is multiple choice, Composer lets you use a variety of question types and also lets you include pictures or sounds, and Crossword. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a crossword. Select Crossword, and then click on Add Activity. Now here you just would title your crossword. You could set a time limit, reveal correct answers at the end, or give a few hints by making some letters appear within the crossword. I'm going to check off Reveal Correct Answers at the end. In here, you could also include instructions. I'm going to check this off, and I'm just going to write my instructions. and then click on Next Step. Here's where I put my list of words and hints, in this case, the definitions. Click on Add Word, and you could hit the Tab key to go to the next section. Click Add Word again. And so on. When you're done entering all your words and all your hints, click on Generate Crossword. And voila, your crossword has been easily generated. Last step is to click on Save Activity. Once you're done creating an activity, you will have to go into the key icon to set the permissions. So go ahead and click that. Here you will choose who the activity will be accessible to. You can make it accessible to a group or to individual students. You can select accessible to all or accessible to no one. If you would like your students to access this via a link, click on Access via Web Address. Also, you can choose whether or not to set an exam deadline. You'll notice at the bottom that the web address will be generated for you. This is the address that you would give your students if you will be allowing them to access the activity without having to log into their accounts. The final thing is you will notice that there'll be an E or a P next to groups and next to individual students. The E and the P stands for exam and practice. If you select exam, the students will have one-time access to the activity. If you choose practice, the students will have unlimited access to the activity. So that is your choice. I'm going to click on Accessible to All, and I'm going to make this a practice activity. You can go ahead and save changes. If you would like to view student results of the activity, click on the % sign. If you want to view statistics, view this little rectangle sign. To edit permissions, again, click on the key. To edit the activity itself, click on the pencil. To try this activity yourself, click on the die. And here are some icons for printing, duplicating the activity, sharing the activity, and deleting the activity.